horizontal, right?
Yeah.
Horizontal.
Alright. Shalom. First off, we give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahushai, Ba'Hashem, Makakwadash.
We give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the rule and teach well. Salutations to the hopeful electors whose truth and our honesty and sincerity of the four corners of earth. Alright, we MOV, South Carolina, back out here yet again. The prophesied the downfall of this queen, man. Alright, this double getting all of a sudden a quick surge into testosterone. Alright, he getting a huge ego boost where they about to start making war with the nations on the earth. We just talking about how, it's a lot going on. We're literally in the first official technical week of the year. Right, so-called, according to Esau's calendar. You got a lot of shit popping off, man. Alright, like old big stuff. Alright, we're gonna do what y'all have, but I want Jeremiah.
Already know it. Already know it. Yeah, I already know it.
So yeah, man, so there's a lot going on, man. Like, so, hey, cause we told y'all all the time, man, let's get Jeremiah 30 and 7 as well. We told y'all, man, hey, just because, y'all have racism and hatred towards gay, that's not going to exclude you devils from getting judged too. Alright, you know what it is, bro.
Jeremiah chapter 28, verse 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence.
Yeah, so we doing what the prophets of old, which was our forefathers, and obviously some of us in the incarnations, alright, the forerunners of this truth, man. They prophesied against many great places, man. Prophesied, of their destruction, alright, famine, pestilences. Alright, right now in this captivity we hearing the wars and rumors of wars, and we telling you that Lord willing, before the winter is out, alright, before spring come in, before summer, Lord willing, man, it's gonna be a war, in the midst of a war that's gonna break forth. Alright, look at Maduro, getting called, where he also just handing himself over. Alright, so it's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, man. Alright, Russia probably hot about that shit, man. Because even Russia, they got tied with Brazil. Alright? So, hey, man, this devil gonna try to find alternative routes, alright, to where you don't got to deal with the other superpowers to be. Alright, China and Russia, man. Alright? So they trying to battle who gonna have the financial power, to come, man. But they all together on the tip of everything going digital. Alright, where it's gonna be a one world currency. Alright, so as much as it's a lot of infighting amongst the nations, ultimately they own one hope. Alright. So then this year it's already hot, you got ice. Ice gonna put you doubles on ice. Like that woman that got shot in the face, man. Cold turkey, man. And it was a report saying ICE is, probably, taking out other people in the country. Alright, that's their sword. Alright, Revelation 12 and 12. They're gonna come down with that wrath. Alright, the devil know you have for a short time. But right now we prophesying against this place. We telling you the things, everything that we telling you is in the scriptures and it's playing out in real time. Alright, this is Jeremiah 30 prophet. Microphone look at the dead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 4. And the words that the Lord spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus said the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace.
Yeah, so we already know, man. We already know it ain't no peace that's coming, man. Hey, Israel, Jake know firsthand what this devil is of, man. Like the brother was saying in the car, even you devils know what y'all own people is capable of. Alright, so this shouldn't be too surprising. That's why you got militia troops and all this in the West and the Midwest. All right, that's where a lot of them, you got a lot of Bible Belt Christians and what's it called themselves, Mormons and shit. They all out there and they preparing, they ready to fight against the government. There's something I heard. They said there's gonna be the state fighting the country on the federal level. Hey, it's gonna get bad out here, man. All right, because the way that guy was talking, I guess he was governor of Minnesota, whatever. And he was talking like, like fuck these devils. All right, he talking like they killed their cold blooded. Which
Some like Sam Wolf.
yeah, whatever his name. Yeah. So baby, they see the treason of the act of doing so, but her dumb ass. That's why the scriptures basically, we gotta ultimately be wise, circumspect, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. So any little move you make, these cops got trigger things, man. And her ass still trying to drive off while the cops trying to stop her, and she did actually hit the cop. So
You see the whole video? I sent the video on the chat. Yeah, it showed the big shit.
Yeah.
Recording.
Yeah, I ain't see that angle before, but
Yeah.
that shows you he had every right to
They were fucking, pretty much. It's only so much a man can take.
Yeah.
And men are tired of that, bro.
Yeah.
Especially law enforcement. Like, that's why Yahweh Shai said, agree with our adversary quickly, man. You ain't supposed to be getting in no argument with no federal agent. Putting the camera all in his face, pretty much pushing him, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Just running your mouth, And then he told her, he said, pull over. What she had to do was pull over. What you saw her do, slam on the gas and try to hit him.
Yep.
So it's gonna take more than that, because it's mainly women that don't respect law enforcement. They always, no, I'm not going to, no, you're not putting me in, stop touching me.
Yeah.
And tell me why they didn't raise 1.5 million for this bitch already.
Yeah, man. Like brother said, man, that's why, these people don't take heed to the scripture. All right? These people, they know that the Bible tell you how to maneuver out here, man. And that scripture mainly for Jake, man, because we the main ones got to be on our P's and Q's around law enforcement, man. We just reach for our wallet, we show license registration, we liable to get, stop putting them.
Can I get my wallet?
Yeah, you got to reach for my, what's the name?
Yeah, the scripture also say in Romans, obey them that have the rule over you.
Mm-hmm.
You should, you know what I mean? You're supposed to, this Esau world. You ain't supposed to be bucking up. But once again, women do that.
It's mainly pride, man. They feel like they above the law. They feel like the law don't them, man. But hey, what's about to go down? Alright, gonna show y'all that this gonna mainly affect y'all more than us. Cause hey, back then when we was 3/5 of a man, we already was looked at as not being a part of society. So this ain't nothing new with Jay. Alright, so what's about to happen to Esau? They not used to shit like this, man. Alright, this is an eye opener. And seeing a Edomite woman get gunned down on camera, they ain't used to shit like this. Alright, you got it, bro.
You want that Proverbs 16?
Yeah.
Proverbs chapter 16 and verse 18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before fall.
Yes, the Lord about to do away with that shit, man. Pride gonna go for destruction, and a haughty spirit before fall. Like brother said, it's mainly these women that really exuberate this social media. Prideful as hell, haughty, thinking shit ain't gonna happen to them. Alright, but hey, with ICE agents out here on the streets, man, that's literally, war on soil basically against the citizens, man. They talking about going door to door, man. That means, hey, the Constitution, all that is null and void. They going away with that shit, man. Alright, they go to your house, they see 50, they can seize anything gotta be, or feel like you harboring anybody in there. They can come and do as they please, man. They get backed by the federal government and the president. Alright, they don't have to abide. That's what it's wrong. When something is on the federal level, they don't have to abide with But the Lord about to use these ICE agents and whoever, else Trump ain't spit. All right, to take the pride and the hardness out of you people. All right, because mainly, it's more of a nefarious reason. It's deeper than just coming down on the immigrants, man. It's to seize control over the people, take your rights away. Y'all don't see it, man. All right, you call the ICE agents the pride troopers, man. Like the Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball pride troopers that govern the galaxy, man. This on some Order 60 shit. Star Wars, Palpatine ordered Order 66 and started gunning the Jedi's down. Basically it's double. Well, Trump, whoever is gonna be in office, we believe Trump might be the man. All right, they might gonna try to impeach him. And J.D. Vance just as bad as him. J.D. Vance, man, he all for this shit. So hey, man, it's over for you niggas, for you people, man. Yeah. They ready to come down with their sword. You got heads up. They changed it from the Department of War. They tell you what time we in, man.
Yeah. They showing their true colors now. Like nobody has seen Trump like this.
Yeah.
Nobody has seen J.D. Vance, like you said. Nobody has seen him talk like this.
Yeah.
And it's people are starting to see it, but you still got those that's they got listeners. They're hard. 8D chess.
Yeah.
8D. You still got them.
Interesting enough, they tried to legally change the Department of Defense to the Department of War, and they had to go through Congress. And Congress blocked that shit. So it's just a title that they continue to use. But they tried to officially get it moved, and the Congress had basically blocked it. And that just shows you that they're not moving on checks and balances anymore. How everybody has, when you was in middle school, high school, you were learning U.S. history. They taught you checks and balances. You got the legislative branch, the executive branch, and the judicial branch. And Trump and his cabinet, are a part of the executive branch. The executive branch has now pretty much control of the entire government structure. Now they've incorporated Palantir in it, all right, which is, that's going to lead to that door-to-door, man. Hey, they know where you went, they know what you're supposed to look like, all right, and they coming up in your shit, man. And also, they know, your social or digital footprint. They know who you be watching, who you be liking, commenting, so they get to the time now, and they're not gonna need a reason to come up in your shit anymore. All right, this threshold has been crossed with this killing of this Edomite woman. All right, and notice, all right, when it was the Northern Kingdom 1,000 people, Northern Kingdom individuals that took, they didn't even have criminal records. Remember at the beginning of the year or the beginning of the term, they said they were going after the criminals first. So they showing you they moving the goalposts. So first it was just the criminals. Then it was all brown people. And now that they're coming after you pale people, now y'all trying to draw the line in the sand. But it's already too late. They're already on the streets, man.
And they moving and take away the First Amendment. They moving fast. You got tiny tops saying, it should, social media, everything should be regulated because people got too much freedom in what they saying. So they about to crack down on the First Amendment,
You already know, man. Mainly gonna go for when they get comfortable. It's gonna take with what's Project 2025 and stuff. Yeah. And the other things we got Agenda 2030, all this other shit.
Yeah.
Man, all this is just code word for them enacting, being able, they putting in paper first. So whenever this devil find reason to put it in action, all it takes them to get comfortable, it just take a matter of 2-3. It don't take long, man. For this devil to get y'all or the people. That's all it's gonna take. They're gonna get the people comfortable with what's going on. Because by the people being docile, you probably got all these sports games. People getting we got the NFL playoffs about to start. So they'll let y'all get y'all little skin. Because once y'all get that out of the way, they know y'all ass gonna go back, home, go to work, go about your day. But while day by day, they taking your rights away. So next thing many of you know, all right, when it becomes the norm, when any little shit go off, they gonna send ICE in or send whoever, to go in and do the bidding of the powers to be, man. All right, so they'll let you get your protest in. All right, because they know that they gotta let the sheep do what the sheep do. They gonna fight a little bit, but they know they're gonna get rocked back to sleep a little later when it blow over. All right, so they seen this over and over again. You know, they doing little social experiments on the people. So they already know, man, they got y'all people wrapped around their feet. All right, for the most part. All right, what you got, bro?
I got a precept because you were speaking on, Esau dealing with his legislation of how, hey, the power of the pen. Hey, that's a dogma that these devils have learned to live by for many rulerships. All right, and this, hey, going back to the Grecian, when Esau was ruling as the Greeks, this applied. Hey, showing you it's the same devil that's in power. This is Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. In his policy, also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand, and he shall magnify himself in his heart, and by peace shall destroy many. And he shall stand up against the prince of princes, but he shall be broken without hand. Now this is speaking about Antiochus Epiphanes, but same devil, man. All right, hey, the way of this, the Edomite male, hey, in power, Esau's doing the same thing. They just slapped a new label on it. They got it's the American regime. You got a president and whatnot. But what are they doing? By them signing all these executive orders, hey, they're exercising the power of the pen, and that power of the pen allows them to put boots on the ground. It gives them the license to be able to kill, man. All right, so because hey, we're still under a technical democracy. All right, so they're going about this a strategic way. All right, but your all of your rights, all of your your human rights and shit are starting to cease to exist, man. And the ones that's really up, waking up to it are you everyday American citizens. You don't know that Trump has fully, hey, did a coup on the government, man, a coup on the military. Mobilized, they have ICE in all 50 states. And on Trump's order, on Tom Holt's order, will do as Trump wants, man. Any state, any city, wherever they set up, man. It's here, and it was gradual. Esau deals with that gradualism, but now they and what they got, it's called the frog in the pot or whatever, frog in the boiling pot. You turn it on low, the frog sitting in there, it's cool. Then you can turn that temperature up. America has been that frog in that damn boiling pot, man. And now, again, going back to this, this was a major turning point with that woman getting shot. Now now ICE is using legal force. Yeah. All right, just months ago, why is ICE able to run up in jobs? Why are they able to pull people in cars and shit? Now they have legal force to kill your ass, man. And they don't have to show their badge number. A lot of them, they might have a body cam, but they don't have to. They can cover their face up. It's illegal for you to cover your face up, but they can cover their face up. So now you've reached the point of no return, man.
They're basically militarized police.
Exactly.
So I heard they do have police training, but they don't have to operate like the average police you see in your city, man. Yeah. You see in Project 2025, hey, Trump gave them immunities for situations like what happened. They can do stuff like that and get off scot free. Yeah, you got it. So like what Trump said, he said, like gave the officer sympathy. He went to the hospital and all this shit. Yeah. So he taking up for his guys. So hey, he anything that they do, he with it, man. Cause they work for him all night. All right, the elites gave Trump authorization to do this. He gave green light. That's why he's so-called converted to being a tiny top. So hey, that's him getting the acceptance to have this power.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. He gave ICE, I believe it was sometime last year. He gave them already the green light to use lethal force. And JD Vance just said yesterday that guy has full immunity. That pretty much he did nothing wrong, which, she should have listened, but also in that big beautiful bill, I believe it's like 500 billion or something like that, to where, they put it into, ICE. So they're I've been seeing ads, apply, join ICE, so and they're about to make ICE, man. They're gonna, most likely merge it with, AI and robotic,
Yeah. And think about why a motherfucker would want to join. Because remember they were doing those $55,000 signing bonuses and shit. Yeah. It's gonna attract a very specific archetype. It's gonna that Edomite devil, you know, and think about it. They being Jake all in their country, popping their women, you know. They've been seeing, you had 8 years of Obama, which we know he wasn't a Jake, but hell, the optics was everything. Wait a minute, we let a darky get in the office? You know, we can't let that fucking happen. So right now, you know, you got these guys that they believe in Trump, and now Trump is their ass licensed to kill, man, under a banner. It's very strategic. And unfortunately, you people, hey, you didn't see it until it was too late, man.
And it's gonna be more.
Hey, you think you have guns? Yeah, you have your second and right. You might have your double barrel shotgun. All right, but your double barrel isn't gonna do anything. Tracer bullets, you know, with infrared. You know, hey, because hey, once again, you said, hey, brother said they incorporated a $500 billion budget. Hey, that's borderline. Hey, that's near half the damn military budget, because the military budget is 1 trillion, and Trump is asking to boost that up to 1.5 trillion. So hey, that means what? They're in a time of war. You know, we're in a time of war. Trump said what? We was gonna peace. Where's the peace at? Hey, going back to what I just read, it says by peace shall destroy many. So meaning what? There's hey, basically they're saying, hey, we'll bring peace, but it's gonna be by way of war, man.
They say peace, I'll say
Peace and safety.
Peace and destruction shall fall upon them. All right, and the brother was saying the type of devils that they're gonna attract is gonna be what? Retired police and retired soldiers, ex-Marines, and you know, you got, man, imagine these are retired officers, those around during the time where, you know, they can do shit, get away with it, and they retire because they feel like, oh, you know, oh, this got soft, man, it's gonna bring them devils out the woodwork, man. You're like, what? Free immunity and I get paid? Yeah. Sign me up. So it's getting them devils that so-called want their kickback, them devils that want things to go back to the old way.
And it's gonna be a lot of Edomites that they're gonna be on a power trip.
Yeah.
You know, not only do they get the murder, the grape, you know, they get the grape, they get the, you know, do as they will. You know, they're gonna be pretty much, they gonna have the freedom to do whatever.
Yeah.
You know, because they're gonna get strict orders like, hey, if people ain't complying, if people ain't listening, kill them. Don't get to that point, man. Because the scriptures say, you know, those that will not worship me should be killed. So it's gonna get to that point. This Psalms 55 and 21. The words in his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were drawn swords.
Yeah. And mainly to correlate that with Trump, that's what he did to you devils, man. Alright? His words were in butter. He's saying, oh, he gonna do this. Alright, he gonna do that. Alright, he was gonna stop the war and all this, the war in Ukraine, he was gonna do this, lower the economy gonna get back to a better place. But it's getting worse. Alright, you see what he did, and you see gas was steady on the incline. Alright? You know, because not only did Biden allow us to run through our reserve oil, but we didn't have nowhere to get steady oil for nobody to really go to. Alright, so what was that we did? He went to Venezuela and just hijacked it. You know, they got them drive, but basically they forced Maduro to hand over their shit. Alright? So, you know, he was talking a good game, but now he had a point where he could be outright and say what he mean. At first he like, oh, I'm gonna do this. No, that's what all politicians and people do. Oh, I'm gonna do this, vote for me, I'm gonna do this, I'm for the people. Get in, they go totally against the people, man. Alright, we just seen this time and time again, man. Alright?
And Trump trying to act like he's trying to act like he's still against what they call that shit, man? What it's a term you saw called like Illuminati and shit like that. The deep state.
Yeah, the deep state.
Yeah, he tried to say he against the deep state. He was speaking and he was saying that he's basically, no, it was a tweet. He was trying to say that he's trying to stop these big corporations like BlackRock and shit from owning all of the damn residential homes. No, he ain't trying to stop that shit. He's offering something like, he's offering something for people to be able to buy homes again. But it's going to be something connected to that new system that they're implementing. You know, because what Klaus Schwab said, he said you won't own nothing and be happy. So, hey, now they might be pushing the illusion of ownership, You know, but they're not stopping the show, man. Esau, he speaks with a damn forked tongue. So on one end, he's trying to say he's trying to help the American population, and on the other end, he's definitely trying to help Israel.
So you know, man, hey, you know, he playing chess and trying to go to war with everybody, man. All right. And the video I was looking at, the elder brother in Mississippi. You know, I didn't even know that, you know, what's going on with Venezuela kind of correlate to the Call of Duty Ghost. All right. Which that can very well possibly happen in the fact of, you know, maybe not all of South America come together, but, you know, it possibly could, you know. And, you know, and that could mainly, you know, be a front in itself. So, you know, Trump was adamant about building a wall, man. All right, so why would he want to build that wall for? You know, to keep people from coming in and
keep people inside.
Yeah, and keep people inside. So say if the wall crack off, and then you got Venezuela, Brazil part of BRICS, man. So say the third wall get enacted, you know, and rather, you know, because best believe, you know, like when we was talking about Greenland, it's all strategic because Trump want that land to strategically, you know, put probably military, whatever case he want that land for. All right, you think about it, this devil want all of North America. All right, I think he wanted Canada. He talking about need to be on America's side and all this shit, you know, because basically, man, you know, hey, this devil about to get shit cracking off, man. All right, you know, but war is in his heart. War is, man, these devil war, man. All right, what they say, what July 4th, basically this year, all right, going to be the 250th year of America. All right, so hey, man, so what more, you know, it's lining up perfectly. All right, you know, so hey, war is at hand. A battle is at hand. All right, wake up now, because our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. You know, so you got to get back on Jeremiah 30.
This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 5. It says, "For thus saith the Lord, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace. Ask ye now and see whether a man doeth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man on his loins as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned in paleness."
Yeah,
Man.
so the men gonna be travailing and in straits, man. You gonna have men getting drafted to the war. All right, you women, y'all not gonna have no husbands. All y'all gonna be through, man. You know, and we bring out Jeremiah 30, we mainly, you know, bringing out, you know, Jacob's trouble means, you know, trouble on Jacob, but it's really trouble to the whole world, man. Because if Jake kept hell, that means the world kept him here. Well, mainly here in Babylon and America, you know. You know, the hell that they want to bring on Jake, they're gonna use, you know, Esau as the scapegoat. You know, they're gonna get affected, but by everybody getting affected, that's gonna give them the loophole to come hard on Jake. All right, so say like, you know, what happened this week, that girl getting shot, you know, like that. Imagine, man, they gonna go 10 times as hard on Jake, man. You know, you look at a officer or ICE agent wrong, man. They hit him up, man. All right, they trying to justify their actions on an Edomite woman. Hey, imagine when they got a Jake woman, man. You know, they don't gotta justify themselves, man. You know, so it's over with, man. But you know, Jacob's trouble is gonna fall on all you people over there around the earth, man. Or y'all ain't gonna be excluded.
Verse 7, "Alas, that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it."
That day is great that none is like it, man. So everybody can feel it, man. We get to the point where, you know, you people from other countries, y'all go back and catch the first plane smoking back to your own land, man. All right? But that day is great that none is like it, man. You devils gonna feel that fire. Y'all gonna feel what Jake go through on a daily basis. Or y'all gonna walk on eggshells. Or they want that total control, man. All right. But we know Jake is their main target. But for them to feel justified, they gotta come down on everybody. Or they gotta make it seem like, oh, you know, this ain't. I'm just targeting the so-called Negro, Latinos, Native Americans. I'm targeting everybody. See, everybody gotta take this shit. Everybody gotta do this. Everybody gotta do that. All right, but no, man, they mainly want Jake, man. Get Jake out the way. All right, we not ignorant of Satan. The we're not ignorant of the tactics of the devil, man. All right. So we at that time, man.
Oh, did he read verse 7 already?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. This is because it goes into Jacob's trouble. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of the Most High, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of the Most High?
So judgment begin first at us. What's the end gonna be to y'all that don't believe, or that the power is not dealing with, man? All right. So the Lord gonna start at His house first, man. That's why Trump usually ICE, but yeah, we coming for the immigrants. Mainly the immigrants they talking about is the Jake immigrants, the immigrants from South America, all right, Central America, or the immigrants from Guatemala and all that shit, or Ecuador, all right. Now they coming, they came upon the immigrants from Haiti and stuff, all right. So now that he got where he wanted, he got them officers on the street. Now he's like, oh, I can go for everybody now. All right, you can't give this devil an inch to enact his power, because he'll take the whole mile, man, and then some. All right, that's what this devil was skilled with. He was blessed with the sword. He skilled with the take. It's going to say, he'll leave nothing. He won't even leave a bit on the vine. All right, that what Bill Gates doing. He buying up all the land. All right, buying up everything to where, hey, they don't even want farmers out here to till the ground, man. All right, and farmers are the backbone of America when it comes to in the front of everybody getting fed. All right. So hey, man, you notice in the grocery stores, man, produce haven't been as heavy lately, man. You go to the grocery store, you're like, damn. Go through the food aisle, it's like, damn, it's kind of scary. So that show you, man, hey, a lot of these farmers is getting out the way, man. They gonna bring in the digital 3D printed meat. You got 3D printed fruits. All right. You're gonna have food that's so digital and manufactured that ain't even flies gonna want to eat this shit, man. All right. So that's the world we about to be in, man. This is kicking off real. It's already here, man. I know it's coming soon. It's already here, man. All right, got the eyes to see, man. Everything that this devil want to push is already here, man. They got impossible meat, all this shit, man. They already got the fake food, man. All right, they might be like, oh, this the real food, but it's still fake. All right, say like Whole Foods and all these different places, you still eating GMO. All right, now they got gluten and all this, man. Hey, when it's coming up, like in the late 90s, early 2000s, man, you ain't hear nothing about no GMO or no gluten. I ain't even know about gluten until like what, 2018, 2019, talking about some gluten. No.
Let me know your verse. I can read verse 18. The righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear?
Yeah, so the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Y'all just gonna be through. Y'all gonna be through out here, man. Because the righteous gonna scarcely be saved. Right? Because you got some that ain't right amongst us, man. You have guys that lost the spirit. What it says last days, there's gonna be a falling away first, man. People losing faith. Lamentations and woes, troubles coming upon the earth. All right. The last days, we got scoffers. You have people scoffing against the truth. All right. So you scoffers, y'all had y'all hurrah, man. But we know that the time where this truth is really hot, really on fire, the way you had people coming up almost every week, crowds of people at a time. All right, y'all had y'all fun scoffing and mocking, but the Lord jacked a lot of y'all people up too. Well, we don't even see y'all faces no more. Y'all probably going through straight here. We know y'all lost family members, y'all lost y'all lives and all these different things. Y'all probably feel sick, feel ill. All right, and a lot of y'all seeing the very things that we bring out come right. It's like that one devil from college. That's all he could talk about. Every time he saw was, that's all he talked about. Telling friends, I know they thought he was bugged the hell out. But yeah, these the guys there, they said I'm an Edomite. So hey, we telling you devils who y'all are, who y'all are too. And like, man, that's how we know that guys bringing out that the so-called white man is an Edomite, that it really hits your spirit and y'all know it to be true. But where you got Edomite Christians coming together and they main thing right now, they trying to justify, make it seem like, they an Edomite, but they feel like, they still have a chance at salvation. No, it don't work like that. Alright, so they know they're Edomites, but they trying to get out of that trick of being destroyed. But ain't no way around it, man. Like that Future song. Ain't no way around it. Yeah, man. You are what you are. That's why I said let the wicked, let the just be just, let the unjust be unjust. Or let the wicked be wicked. What they say a killer gonna be a killer and a hoe gonna be a hoe. Ain't no way around it. So everybody is playing their lives, man. And this devil light is to be the enemy of the earth, man. And the scriptures back that up. I can really change it to that, but keep it short. So I want to get 2nd Esdras 15. We probably just get to the point though. Or we can start at the top and then go on.
This is 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord.
Yeah, so we're speaking the ears, alright? The ears of our people, words of prophecy, man. So we prophesy, we mainly was sent to the nation of Yasharala, the nation of Israel, which are the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. Alright, right now, we is a nation without a home. Alright, but our home is in the Middle East, but hey, that land gotta get peace. Alright, but we prophesying to our people, man, but the elect, like Muhammad Shah said, man, his sheep will hear his voice. So if you are of the Lord, you will hear the Lord and you will hearken, by the words that the prophets say. That's how you're going to hear the Lord. Alright, Yahweh Shai is not going to come personally, alright, and be like, come here, my son, and wake up to this truth. Nah, man, you're going to learn, say your eyes shall see your teachers, man. You're going to see prophets out here in the byways and the highways, and the Spirit, the Holy Spirit will compel you to come out and do this. Because man, if you don't do this, it's going to hit your spirit. If you don't do this, you're going to die. Alright, that's all I think of, man. If I don't do this, I'm going to die. Which is true. It might come expediently, but it will come. When Babylon, America falls, and you're not, doing the will of the Lord, whatever your lot may be, alright, and you will be destroyed. If you out here just living your life, don't know what the hell going on, your ass gonna be destroyed. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, man. Alright, because hey, if you're not in this truth, if you don't know what the hell going on, when this Karama come, your ass gonna take that shit. You ain't gonna see nothing wrong with it. So that off bat is guaranteed destruction. And that alone. Alright? You got it.
Verse 2. And cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true.
Yeah, so the prophecy that we speak about week in and week out, the prophets speak on every day, is written in the scriptures and in the apocrypha. Alright, you get you a 1611 Bible, you have the whole shebang, man. You have all the books that was taken out. You have that gap of history. And that's the main reason why a lot of you niggas don't understand that the Lord only came for the Israelites, and that we turned, we fell away from our heritage. Alright, you'll go into the history of the Grecians, alright, Alexander the Greek, Antiochus Epiphanes. That's major history to understand who the Israelites are, man, and what the Israelites, man. Alright, then you understand, why, the Apostle Paul went to the Gentiles, which were Israelites in a heathen state of mind. Alright, but You know, hey, we done told so many people about it, but they still stuck on stupid. They don't want to, ultimately, the scoffers, they don't want to believe. You know how in the world, if you have a hater, a lot of times they be your number one fan, they put in every video you make, they under your video in your comments. That's how scoffers are, man. You know, which a lot of them secret, they'll watch the video, all right, that's how they got their study game up. You know, by watching the videos. That's why they started going into the history. Because the elders and apostles got on the scene, man, won't nobody really going deep in their Bible like that, man. Doing no thorough research. Alright? Alright, you got it, bro.
Verse 3, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that's against thee.
Yeah, so we don't fear the imaginations of people. You know, when, you know, yeah, some people, they want to get us off the face of the earth, man. Alright? You know, so we fear not their imaginations that are against us, man. And we fear not, you know, the incredulity, you know, the wickedness of them, alright, that speak against us, man. Alright? Yeah, they unbelief, so like, yeah, they unbelief. We don't believe, man.
This Romans chapter 3, for what of some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make them faith for the Most High without effect?
Yeah,
the Most High forbid it.
They're gonna stop this word from coming. They're gonna stop the elect from being saved just because you don't believe. Alright? And this not a thing of members. That was people was caught up in. Oh, you know, how you gonna get everybody to hear your message if you speaking this rough? Or you saying this, or you saying that, or you saying everybody can't be saved? How you gonna reach more people? It's not about reaching people, man. It's about reaching the elect, man. Yeah. And the elect pretty much is almost all the way there, man. Alright? The Lord is not gonna wait to raise up another generation after us. Alright? This not like when we was in this ain't like when we was in coming out of Egypt. Or Mesrayim, man. It's not like that time, man, where the Lord had to, you know, do away with a generation. And, you know, the Lord used Joshua and Caleb to bring us into the land. Nah, man, hey, we see right now, man, y'all get screwed, man. You know, the Lord, man, hey, and we had to do this generation, man, we'd be waiting a long ass time. Even though this is a rebellious generation, man, this gonna be that generation to where, you know, if Esau come down with that sword, hey, his system won't be as easily ran as you think, man. These niggas, I mean, in certain aspects, you know, is where he want people, where he don't want you to work, or he wants you to be at home, on your phone, and all this. He want everything, you know, to be catered to you where, you know, you ain't even gotta lift a finger, you know, and your food, button tap away. You know, in that aspect, you know, he won't want the people mainly that used to be like that. But in regards of, you know, trying to tell and boss and tell these Jake what to do, they ain't going for that shit, man. Alright, that's why this devil come with certain tactics, like, oh, you know, 15-minute city, you know, he making it sound good, man. But once really realize what the hell going on, man, they gonna go up and fight back, man. They're going, hell no. You know, they already got demons on them, man. It's gonna be crazy here, man. To where, you know, only thing that's left is just to nuke this place. Just destroy it. Like, this place gonna go down so bad, man. People gonna be like, man, they just need to destroy this place. You hear people actually say that, man. This place just needs to go. That's how bad it's gonna be, man. You know? Yeah, so we ain't gonna let they unbelief, you know, trouble us, man. You know, they speak against us, man, because it's a lie. It's more unbelievers than there are believers, man. Right. And that's a hard pill to swallow for you people. Y'all think just because y'all Christian and go to church, they make you a believer. Nah, they don't make you a believer. All right, this is make you a person that easily fall in line and follow orders, man. It make you a person that want to be attached to a system, man. That's all that means. All right. You want to feel good. You want to be like I say, I think it's in Isaiah. Y'all want to be told smooth things. All right, y'all want to feel good about yourselves, knowing, but inside y'all know y'all ain't nothing but a piece of shit, man. All right, but let's go down to the point.
Verse 12, it says, Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the Most High shall bring upon it.
Yes, those plagues and punishment that the Heavenly Father is going to bring upon this place, man. So it said Egypt shall mourn. This place of bondage that we in is going to mourn, man. Before we got here, man, hey, y'all people gonna have lamentations and woes. What we saw last year, you know, Edomites crying and complaining online about how hard they got it. Whoop the fuck do, man. This is what Jake been experiencing. So the curses, y'all feeling the curses now. Y'all feel y'all country falling apart. Because whenever you get to a time where Edomite catching hell, hey, that means there's some major shit going on. It's like you had the Great Depression, you know, World War I and II. Alright? You know, that's how we know what time we in. That's how we measure the time diligently. By, you know, watching prophecy and watching what's going on in the earth, man. Alright? So we monitor this place on a social, economical level, man. Alright, that we know what time we in. We know, hey man, we're in a time of judgment. That's the time that we're in, man. We ain't time of peace. When everybody come together and all this shit, man. Y'all lying to y'all sometimes. Oh, everybody need to just get along. It's not gonna happen. Alright, you got it, bro.
Yeah, but if I may add real quick, man, like, hey, the Lord has different brothers watching different things within, you know, the ministry and whatnot, and all signs lead to Esau's demise, man. You know, whether you look at it morally, like the moral decay of this, all right, the economics, they still haven't figured out how they're going to eliminate the $38 trillion, $40 trillion in debt other than a straight up reset, which ties the biblical prophecy of them making the MOTB mandatory. You know, but that's through, if you look at the average, talk to the average everyday American, and you ask them, what, you know, how did they solve the $30 trillion in debt? They're continuing on with this system. There's no way possible they could get that debt paid off. That's why, and you know, Esau understands that. That's why they're gonna do away with the whole system and do it, you know, do it over. You know, but Esau, I mean, on all sides, man. However way you slice it, it's then pissed off. Hey, Trump, a big part of pissing off all their adversaries and their allies, because their biggest allies in NATO and the EU, you know, which is part of that. All right, they're not fucking with Trump in America like that anymore. They're seeing that America's selfish, and they're not trying to, you know, look out for the EU and NATO nations. We saw that a couple years ago when they blew up that damn pipeline, man, that fed into Europe. All right, because hell, America didn't say, hey, we're gonna send y'all the resources that you need. You know, they didn't say anything. But these countries need these resources to function, because Europe isn't, you know, they don't have any, you know, anything that they're exporting. You know, they're importing everything.
Yeah, that's why, real quick, that's why Putin said yesterday, he said the U.S. doesn't want allies, it wants backs, it wants servants. You know, and now you got France and Germany and different NATO members. They're openly saying, like, you know, the U.S. is, you know, mainly Macron, you know, he was saying, you know, the U.S. is pretty much abandoning its allies. You know, and Trump was saying, yeah, you know, NATO ain't nothing without us. The Ukraine war would have been over if it wasn't us, you know, popping big shit. Like, we fully see why Revelation 17 gonna come out. Because you treating your allies like shit. And now you got France, Italy, I forget the other two, but they're openly saying, like, hey, we're gonna have to have dialogue with Russia. Like, now they're saying, like, hey, we're gonna have to talk with them. You know?
Verse 13, they that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting and hell, and with the fearful constellation. Verse 14, woe to the world and them that dwell therein.
Yes, woe to the world and them that dwell therein, the people on the earth at this time, man. Alright? Because they that till the ground shall mourn, you know, the farmers, you know, the people that's out here working, alright, trying to keep everything running afloat, man. People about to go through that hellstorm, man. Alright, people about to be hurting out here, man. You know? That's what's coming to the people, man. Alright? You know, hey, we in a time, man, the average American can't prosper like they could back then. The dollar don't go a long way like it used to, man. Alright? You know, and then everything trying to get, you people's pay is not matching the prices that's out here, man. Like, hold on, I'm spending way more than I used to. You know, so hey, man, before you get up out of here, man, everybody gonna go through. So when they come out with this new system, it's like, oh man, this is the new way right here. All right, they gonna pull that wool over your eyes, man. When you feel like you getting a good end of the deal, but really you getting the worst part, man. All right, you basically handing your life over, man. You basically under 24-hour surveillance. All right, 24/7 surveillance, man. That's not living, man. That's pure hell, man. All right,
Verse 15, it says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands."
Yep, for the sword of destruction drawing nigh. That's what y'all seeing through this situation that happened, man. Y'all seeing that sword got drawn out. It's not, man. Y'all see, man, damn, this devil not playing. Y'all see Trump ain't playing with y'all, man. Y'all either get in line, what say you either gonna get down or lay down, man. That's how this devil running. Alright, that's why we say Esau is the original nigga, man. Alright, you either gonna get down or you gonna lay down, man. Alright?
Hey, and this scripture does apply to this whole situation with ICE, because technically most of these ICE agents are American citizens, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And it didn't say, I always look at it as like the people rising up against the system, and that is true.
Yeah.
But also with this, because these are militarized citizens.
Yeah.
Basically militarized citizen arrests. They weren't sworn in like law enforcement was sworn in. They was given their uniform, given their guns and shit, like go out and they're standing up against another people, their own people, with in their hands, with the modern day sword and gun. All right, and once again, this threshold has been fully crossed. They were sprinkling it in here and there. They had this situation back in Dallas. They said a guy shot at some ICE agents coming out the damn ICE facility. All right, but there was no casualties. Yeah. Now, once again, that line has been crossed, because the brother Bakar Moth, he did a video on that months ago. He was like, once that line is crossed, there's no going back past that line. We reached that point of no return. Now you're gonna see it's gonna be a constant what they call it, problem reaction solution. Now you're gonna have more protests because of their people reacting emotionally to what just happened, which is gonna increase ICE in military presence and local law enforcement. And then another person gonna die, and it's gonna piss more people off, and it's just gonna escalate until Trump finally comes in, and as it's gonna go into, hey, martial law will be declared, man. Or it might not openly be declared. Like under martial, you're just gonna know that your constitution has been suspended. You're gonna be told to return to your house, and failure to do so is gonna have real repercussions behind it. You're not living in the old America anymore. That's dead. It's gone, man. Yep. It says, verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power."
So we're gonna get to a point where people gonna be like, oh, to hell with Trump and what the government got to say, man. They're gonna put actions in their own hands. When they feel the attack on the citizens, that's when the citizens gonna, very few that are, is gonna fight back, man. All right, they ain't gonna regard the kings nor princes. All right, the power is gonna be in their hands to take action. All right, let's see. ICE got full immunity. Okay, they probably think, I wish they come to my house with that mess. I got something for them. No, he said they gonna do door to door. They gonna go door, man. It's gonna be bad, man. People gonna, you know how Esau is. Gonna get them guns, man. It's gonna be a standoff in these homes, man. All right, so it's gonna be sedition among men invading one another, man. We're gonna have couple houses. All right, you see, they don't have the regular, they don't gotta go through the regular avenues of a regular police officer. A regular police officer, was it? Due process. Yeah. So a regular police officer, they gotta get a search warrant and all. They don't gotta do that, man. All right, and like the brother said, man, a lot of them got police experience and ex-police officers and got police training, but you can't go to an ICE agent and let me get your badge number. None of that, man. You're like, I'm gonna report you. You can't do nothing.
Because a police officer is they're a public servant.
Yeah.
That's been a big thing. You know, even when they did, if you've ever dealt with some chill cops, you know, in a DV situation, they always speak about that, like where, you know, help you and whatever. They're you know, service of the community. ICE, they not that, man. They not. It's not the same thing at all.
A regular police officer, they'll come, oh, you got in a car accident, or they make sure you got the paperwork to show proof that you wasn't at fault. Like a lot of that's things that you don't really think about. Like even though they'll gun a nigga down and shit, but like the brother said, man, they mainly here to, you know, establish order or you know, structure, all right, and to protect, you know, certain businesses and make sure, you know, niggas ain't rambunctious. They like you know, paid babysitters, man. So they don't get to the point like, man, fuck this job. When they see like, man, they don't got no control, they be like, fuck this job, man. You know? Yeah, so hey, they more like basically militarized. So and they've been doing this for a while. They wanted to militarize the police, but they on a different level than a regular police officer. You know, they carry heavier artillery. You know, they more in a more radical state of mind. All right, that's why that thing that flyer that they sent out about who they wanted to hire, they said, oh, you gotta be in that spirit to mess stuff up. You gotta be in that spirit if it come down to it to jack somebody up, jack a mofo up. Man, you gotta be in that rough that come in, you know, like a lion spirit, with threshing teeth.
Yeah, hey, another thing too, the police are there to de-escalate the situation.
Yeah.
ICE ain't there to de-escalate. They're there to either neutralize a target or bring somebody ass into custody. That's their job. Their job is not to sit here and ask you nicely and shit like that, man. And that shows you, hey, because again, all of this is the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, because you know, hey, the Lord, say, man's going to the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? So ICE being out here, man, that's a spirit created for vengeance, man. You know, and it's gonna be, and now it ain't just brown, it ain't just so-called black no more. It's gonna be, it's everybody now. Like, you know. Yep. It says, verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid.
Yeah, so that's what's coming, man. You know, a man shall desire to go into a city, shall not be able to be shut down. All right. You know, it's gonna be certain. Basically, it's gonna be more of an iron rule. Basically, man, you got to show, you know, coming in and out of the city, you got to show you have jurisdiction, or basically show that, you know, you have permission to come in. You know, basically, it's gonna be a heavy veil, man. All right, because you can see, man, it could happen this year, you know, pretty much, man. It can happen very, very fast, where Trump just established martial law, or you know, a certain situation like the Pan D happened. All right, and he have basically people out here, you know, policing the streets. But it's not like the average police is just, you know, you're not following curfew, they won't come snatch your ass up, man. You know? So because of pride, you know, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. So the Lord is gonna take this pride out the earth, man. And you can see, the ones that, for the past few years I've been observing, the main ones that always find themselves in a messed up position is the ones that's prideful and so think nothing gonna happen to them. The ones that always talking back, you know, thinking they invincible. They the main ones that be getting messed up. All right. So this shows you that people's pride is the main thing that get them buried 6 feet under and get them fucked up, man. You know. You know, that's why these police officers be turning up, man, because nobody likes somebody with pride on them, man. You know, you can tell once a police officer sees somebody in that spirit, man, they are next in mind, like, I'm about to kill this nigga. I'm about to kill this person, man. You know? Hey, people, love of many is waxing cold, man. And, man, they don't give a fuck.
People more edge than, you know, they more on edge than you.
Let me get back on some.
Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods, because of lack of bread and for great tribulation.
So it's going to the famine and the tribulation, the hell that's coming on the earth. A man shall not have no pity upon his neighbor, man. Alright, they're gonna ravish, people gonna ravish each other's houses. Alright, so the people gonna be like that. What is these ice ages, man? We can go in this place, we can go here, we can take whatever we want. Hey, forget the National Guard, man. You gotta worry about these immigrant ages, man. Alright, because through that, man, they can do whatever the hell they want, because immigrants pretty much damn near, I don't know the number, but damn near a good portion of America is immigrants, man, from all different nations and lands, man, coming over here, man. That's why they in that spirit of wanting their country back, or using this as an excuse to show their horns, because what they were saying, like, oh, the Edom man is becoming the minority. Alright, on a grand scheme of how much heathens or other people from other nations coming in, or Jake that's coming in over here, where Esau, they feel like they're becoming the minority, their birth rates are down. And the reason why Esau's birth rate is down, because they everything but straight. Look at their women, man. A lot of their women is everything but straight, man. They still be sneak being around, but for the most part, they part of the umbrella of the LGBTQ bacon, lettuce, and tomatoes, man. Alright? So yeah, man, we at the end of Esau, man. Hey, Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of the world. At that point, man. So we measuring the times diligently. Alright, we in that Habakkuk 2 spirit, we on our watch, and we got we got to Scopeo on this devil. Alright, we know he want to gather the nations under him. Alright, he want full control, man. He want to be the Most High, man. Alright, but like what they say in the world, it costs to be the boss, man. You got a heavy fee to pay, man. Alright, your cup running over that tab, man. That tab is due, man. And you gonna have to pay, man. So yeah, we can.
This is civil unrest, man. People turned up now. It's a whole lot going on, man. Russia, used that Orishnik missile. Man, that shit quick, bro. It looked like lightning was striking, man. How fast it is. And nobody can stop it. Putin, he done boasted. He said, look, they put their defenses anywhere and kill somewhere, and we can test it out. He was like, we're ready to do it, but we know they not. It'll get any defense, bro. Them Patriot missiles ain't stopping that. The Iron Dome ain't stopping. So the Lord, he did this because he's going to use them to destroy Babylon the Great. Okay, they're gonna spearhead the destruction of Babylon the Great. Yeah, man, this is clearly the end. We in what? This is January 9th? Only 9 in, and look at what happened. They done kidnapped Maduro. They done took a third Russian ship today, bro. Hey, the smoke is up, man. It's only a matter of time before something big happens. They're saying the same Delta force that kidnapped Maduro, they're saying they're heading to the Middle East. So we're gonna see what happens, man. You see, Trump said that if Iran starts shooting and harming protesters, Trump said he gonna jump in. He said he gonna attack Iran pretty much. And this report saying that Iran is doing exactly that. They didn't cut out the internet, and they didn't threaten, protesters that they'll get shot. There's reports saying that they have been shooting some of them. So we're gonna see if Trump keep his words or not. Which, like I said, they're saying Delta Force is going over there to Iran. So we're gonna see what happens. But the whole thing that's going on over there is a Mossad. They trying to do a regime change. And Iran, they like, nah, man, we about to get at this that's why they cut the internet and stuff. But you gotta go.
Yeah, I was going to get Isaiah 13. I'm trying to figure out what it's for. Verse 9. Isaiah 13:9, it says, Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger.
Yeah, because the Most High, he's long suffering, but he's about to fully unleash his anger, man. Scriptures say his indignation, his righteous anger. Yahweh Shai, the day of vengeance burn within his heart. Yahweh Shai wants vengeance, man. As a man, you do want vengeance on certain things, man. So the Most High, he's about to show his anger, man. When he starts dropping bodies, you gotta
to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
Yeah, he gonna lay this whole land desolate, man. And the sinners is within the 2/3. Because we know the elect, their sins are covered by the blood of the Lamb. So the Lord, he's about to destroy this place, man. And he's gonna use Russia, he's gonna use China, he's gonna use Iran, North Korea, Pakistan, different NATO members. Everybody gonna turn against this bitch. And they gonna turn against them tiny tots, man. You gotta go.
Right. It says, verse 10, For the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light. The sun shall be darkened in his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
Yeah, the scriptures say the day of the Lord is darkness, not light. So these missiles, they gonna block out everything, man. It's gonna be a complete blackout. You gotta go.
Verse 11, And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
The Lord about to do away with all pride, man. Esau proud as hell, and they more proud than ever. Taking, Trump talking about he's about to do a ground invasion in Mexico now, and take out the cartel. He's talking about invading Colombia now. He's talking about going into Greenland. He just popping shit, man. They want to go into Africa, and they're opening too many fronts. So Esau is proud, but the Lord is going to show him that he's nothing but the basis of men. When the Lord squashes his ass, man. Got it.
And I will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
Yeah, so the Lord, once again, he about to bring Esau down. And that's the time in, man. This, 250 years of Babylon, they more proud than ever, man.
Yeah, they're boasting in this 250 years shit. Like, I was seeing that shit on the sideline, man. Like, they really, oh, shit.
Yeah, they boasting in that shit, man. They thinking that, this place is just here to stay, and, we got the best military, and, the Lord raised up, worthy opponents, man.
Yep.
And all that pride is about to be turned to shame.
Yep. Got it. Verse 12, And I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the gold of Ophir.
And that's the time that we're coming into. The prophets are about to be, men as highly desired, because the prophets got the truth. The prophets got wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and the prophets are going to have divine protection. So the man of the Lord is, brother's value is about to skyrocket, man. While everybody else, they about to tank. Pookie, they shit about to tank, bro. About to be what they call it when it's a bear market. What they call it? Yeah, it's about to be a bear market for them, man. Down 50%, down 60%, big numbers. And our stock about to go up 144%, man.
That's right. Verse 13, Therefore I will shake the heavens, and the earth shall remove out of her place, in the wrath of the Lord of hosts, and in the day of his fierce anger.
Yeah, he gonna shake the earth up, man, literally. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard. When them missiles start pelting this place, man, and hitting, so-called tiny top land, hey, the earth gonna shake, man. Tiny top land.
Verse 14, it says, And it shall be as a chased roe, and as a sheep that no man taketh. They shall every man turn to his own people, and flee every one into his own land.
And we seeing that. You got Edomites, they coming together. Somalians, now they the face of terror. You know, you had some singing bitch threatening Elon Musk. She ain't no threat at all, man. She just a woman talking on the internet. And Elon was like, all right, it's war now.
What?
You know? But yeah, they about to come down on them. They about to come down on them, so everybody gonna turn to their own, man. It's gonna be civil unrest. You know, it's gonna be, you know, faction groups, militias. You know, have a lot of, you know, these skinheads, a lot of these Edomites, man. They gonna ride around and they gonna gun down Jake.
Yeah.
You know, like you had that situation some years ago. Them two Edomites. It was Jake. I guess he was walking through their neighborhood, or he was walking on the street. I forget his name, but pretty much he was just walking. And they pulled up on him, they gunned him down for no reason, man. They both went to prison, I think, though. But, you know, that's the spirit that Esau's in, man. They're tired of Jacob. You know, now they playing the victim card, and, you know, all of the hell they going through is because of the tribes. You know, they got to blame it on somebody, you know, like, what's his name, Lyndon, the 37th president. Yeah, he said if you get a so-called white man somebody to look down on, he'll empty his pockets for you. You know, he pretty much was, you know, speaking on racism and stuff. But pretty much they know how to control the base level Edomite. And now they're throwing out, like J.D. Vance saying, you don't have to be sorry for being white anymore. And Elon Musk is, yeah, you know, we're going to become the minority, and, you know, violence against white. They're pushing these narratives that the base level Edomite can turn up, because they want chaos. You know,
they wanted that whole CK situation to turn up.
Oh yeah,
they didn't get the desired results because they should have had a Jake set up to do it or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, because now it's looking more like it was them tiny tops that took dude out.
Messiah assassination.
Because ain't nobody talking about CK no more. And when they was firing all them people and shit, hey, motherfuckers was starting to win their lawsuits against that firing from months ago. Like, I'm like, oh shit. Like, they, you know, they try to come in with that censorship. Like, oh, you know, anybody speaking on this, you know.
Oh yeah. You know, a lot of people did get fired.
So now them lawsuits are starting to come through.
Yeah, Edomites getting on the internet crying, oh, I lose my job. Lose my job. They coming for the First Amendment, man. They don't want you thinking mainly about them tiny tots. You know, they don't want you, and they see everything that's going on the internet, man. You know, see what BB was saying, and he was like, yeah, I'm seeing these crazy allegations on the internet talking about I control Trump and Trump is it's madness. It's mad. That dude is a pure devil, bro.
They be sick of grinning,
BB is a straight devil, man.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. They don't want proof to come out.
They don't.
So if you're not telling a lie, they don't want to hear it.
They want you, and that's why they set up guys like Dr. Phil. You know, y'all seen that interview, man? I seen clips of it. You know, Dr. Phil, he just total subjection to BB, man. BB just spewing lies, and he was saying, the whole October 7th thing, right? Said what was it, like 1,400 or 7,000 tiny tots got killed, something like that. He said, that equals out to 4,000 Americans.
What?
You know, he said that equals out to 40,000 Americans' deaths. Wow. He was like, that was worse than Pearl Harbor.
Oh my God.
He said that was worse than 11. Yeah, that dude, he's a devil, man. But he's funny to listen to, man. BB, that dude, man. Hey, he's definitely the least of the flop, bro. Yeah. They just assassinated the judge that was in his corrupt trial. Oh shit. Yeah, you had something in the chat, I think. You know, they assassinated the judge that was, you know. So hey, that guy, he ain't going to jail. You know.
Hey, and he did that last time he came to America last week. Yeah, he flew over all this airspace of like Italy, France, and all these niggas said they would arrest him if he flew over. Ain't
nobody touching him.
Ain't shit happening.
Because if you touch BB, you going to war. America's gonna go to war for that guy. You know.
And it's funny to know he been doing this shit a long time.
A long time.
They're weeks, if not months away.
He's been saying that shit for 40 years.
From a nuclear weapon.
Bro, like 40 years, they're 5 months away from a nuclear weapon. Weeks away from a nuclear weapon.
How you know, nigga?
They just want to topple them, man, so they can reign supreme in the so-called Middle East. But it's at where China and Russia, hey, look, y'all can't just do nothing now because they didn't fuck with y'all money taking Venezuela, man. You know, because China is the #1 buyer of oil from Venezuela, and they're also the #1 buyer of oil from Iran. So they're gonna have to do something. That's why they solidifying their alliances. They see what time it is. We in a time of war. You got it, bro.
Verse 14, it says in it. Did I read 14 already? Oh yeah. Verse 15, everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
Yeah, so hey, if you join to this thing, you gonna die. You know, if you take the sea hook, hey, you gonna die. And you can't say you wasn't told. You know, everybody gonna think and consider, is this on TV when it comes out? And that's why the scriptures say the orientation which shall try the whole world. Because everybody gonna know what it is. But, you know, people gonna be pushed against the wall, man. A lot of people just gonna submit. They just gonna take it. Because they ain't got faith, you know. They're gonna be like, well, if we don't take it, hey, we ain't gonna be able to eat, we ain't gonna be able to, like the scripture say, you ain't gonna be able to buy or sell. So a lot of people gonna fold. You got it, bro.
Verse 16, their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes. Their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished.
Yep. Hey, I'm thinking about ice when you read that. You know? Because there'll be a lot of that. Hey, they're gonna be kicking dudes' doors down. Hey, you remember? I used to laugh at Mitchell. Remember that? Yeah. When we first came to, I was saying, look, this is how they gonna kick his door. Remember he got mad and he went. Hey, they really do that though. They gonna be kicking people's doors down, man, grabbing you out the bed. Hey, it's about to go down, man.
All they did, that nigga Fred, was it Fred Hampton?
Oh yeah, how they got him?
Yeah.
Hey, because all they gotta do is say if it's a major false flag or something big, you know, Iran, you know, they're gonna create a boogeyman, and to give them justification to do what they really want to do. Give justification for ICE or whatever they're gonna use. The citizens as an enemy, they use what they did in that domestic terrorism. They can let me there. That's sort of what they said about their legislation, domestic terrorism. Damn. Bro, that's all they gotta do, bro, and they gonna have their way with you. That's what they about to link us in. Domestic terrorist group. They'll try to come hard. You know, when Esau come, he come hard. He gonna come hard, man, because the Lord is gonna give him the authorization to do it because the Lord gonna lift that standard. The Lord wants to flex his power, man. So he wants Esau, you know, and he gonna kill some of us. And that's really gonna make him proud. Yeah, where they power at. You know? But the Lord ain't gonna allow this nigga to win, man. It's already written he gonna lose. You got it, bro.
Verse 17, behold, I will stir up the Medes against them, which shall not regard silver, and as for gold, they shall delight in it.
Yeah, that's referring to the Russians. That's not talking about Jeffrey. Okay? It says shall not regard their gold or silver, because they ain't gonna want to negotiate with you no more. It just out today that Russia officially rejected Trump's 20-point peace plan. Because they were in a so-called peace talks, which, you know, Russia, they're gonna get their way. They winning. So why wouldn't they? Why would they comply when they're winning on the battlefield? But they're in the midst of talks. You know, Zelensky tried to assassinate him. That was a CIA, you know, MI6 operation. They tried to take out Putin, and you know, the whole situation with them taking Russian ships. Now Putin is like, man, hell no, man, it's up now. That's why he didn't use the Orishnik. You know, he's sending signals, man. You know. And Zelensky know not to go back to Ukraine. You know, I hope he do. I hope they take him out, man.
Yeah, they say he's supposed to be going to meet Macron.
Yeah, he ain't going back to Ukraine. He's definitely not. After what I saw Medvedev said, they got a hit on that guy now.
Yeah.
Because they could have took him out, but it reports say Putin called off the call. Because they fully understand if they take him out, pretty much they're at war with Babylon. Because Babylon put him in there. So now it's like, man, we don't give a fuck. We ready to go to war. So if he go back to Ukraine, they gonna take him out, man. hopefully they do his ass like Maduro, man. They fucking capture him and throw his ass in the gulag.
Damn.
You got it, bro.
Verse 18. Their bows also shall dash the young men to pieces, and they shall have no pity on the fruit of the womb. Their eyes shall not spare children.
Yeah, now that's going into the missiles. You know, them missiles, hey man. Hey, it's gonna be. That's when all pride gonna cease, man. People gonna be screaming and hollering, and people still driving at that time. People gonna be just crashing in either, running red lights. It's gonna. Hey, people gonna lose their shit, man. The scripture say men's hearts failing up for fear. People gonna be having hearts, you know.
Yep. It says, verse 19, in Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
That's how we know that's not talking about ancient Babylon. That's talking about new Babylon, which is America, man. And we're standing today, you know. It's wild how the Most High, how he wrote the scriptures, how he, this is his movie, man. He had Isaiah, speaking about new Babylon, thousands of years later down the line, and Esau, he thought that we would never wake up. He didn't destroy certain books, but the Most High had it to where we got all we need for salvation, man. For, to know what the prophecies, to know the prophecies. You got it.
Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherd make their fold there, but wild beasts of the desert shall lie there, and their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls and shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dance there.
Yeah, this is going to be the biggest desert on the planet. It's going to be a memorial. And it's going to burn for a long time. When the apostles speak, because, they live in New York, but they speak about when 9/11 went down, how the smoke was still coming up from the buildings for like 2 months. So just imagine 200 million warheads hitting this place. How long this place going to be on fire, and even when the fire goes out, how long smoke going to be coming up? Because the scriptures in Jude, it speaks about how Sodom and Gomorrah, which it was 5 cities, but it speaks about how they was hit with an fire. We know the fire wasn't eternal, but it was a long time. I bet it was a long time before that smoke went out. So imagine Babylon the Great, bro. That smoke, that fire, bro, it's going to go wild. And it's going to make this place the biggest desert on the planet. You got it, bro.
Right. Verse 22, and the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces, and their time is near to come, and their days shall not be long.
Yeah, the Lord has an exact time stamp on when he's going to destroy this place. Yep. He reserved that for himself. And we getting close, man. Lord willing, this going to be the year. Because the Lord done got crunk, bro. Like, bro, this year, man, bro, we only on day 9. Like,
yeah.
I'm hoping they invade Iran tomorrow or tonight. We about to turn up. We about to turn up. We about to rejoice. And everybody else gonna mourn and lament. And Trump didn't duke you. Like the Bible was saying, he told you he was gonna stop the Ukraine war in 24 hours. He's gonna stop all the wars. He's the peace president. Bro, the Lord got a sense of humor, man. He got everybody, because everybody was looking at Biden like, man, why is he sending all this money to Ukraine? Biden, Trump was saying it. Biden is sleepwalking us into World War III. Well, what is Trump doing? Yeah. He's bringing us into World War III. Yeah, he read it. Joe Biden was sleepwalking us into it. Trump is sprinting into it.
Straight through the damn
hurdles.
A-gap.
They got any hurdles, man. And it ain't nothing you people can do to stop it. He gonna throw your ass into this water. Like BB said, he ain't gonna die for them tiny tots. Yeah. There you is.
Yeah.
Hey, cause they want you, if you between the ages of 18 and 26, you in line. Then after that, it's like 27 to like 35, something like that. And, according to the video this Jake did, you a college student, they really want you. So, hey man, It's about to go down. And they not just gonna draft men this time war, they drafting women too. You know, since women feel like they equal, hey, you can go fight war too. You know? Don't try to get pregnant in.
Yeah.
Nah. All that energy you had on the internet, you know, yelling at men, fake getting in like that chick with the whole situation. Got the camera all in it. Yeah, all that energy, take that out on the battlefield. You know? You gonna fold quick. Cause what's the first thing a woman do when she get handcuffed? She start crying, man. You know? But that was it. Yep. Alright, let's get to 2 Ezra 9.
In Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the sign pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the Highest begin to visit the world which he made.
Yeah, so we in that time, man, where it said there shall be it's uproars. So like, you can read one more time.
Oh, verse 3. It says, therefore there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Yes, sir. He had already spoken these things. Okay? So we're seeing uproars of the people. We're seeing earthquakes, like Yahweh Shai said, earthquakes in diverse places. You know? People protest, and these protests gonna turn more, man, because the officers is getting more violent. You know, I sent the video in the chat earlier. ICE agent pulled a pistol out, Edomite bitch. You see that? Pointing it right in her face. You know? They pulling guns out. They ain't even just keeping it, because they supposed to just use like rubber bullets, tear gas, which they did spray a Jake in it with some pepper spray. You know? But, you know, they getting more physical now. You know, throwing people on the ground, pulling. Hey, but that's the only way people gonna get in line, is through violence, man. You know? Violence is the great teacher, man. That's why when you have kids, you do what? You gotta whoop their ass. You know, that's how you show them you serious, man. You know, violence is the greatest, man. Hey, the Most High had to beat our ass. You know, violence is hey, you get your ass beat, you learn your lesson, man. You know?
On the side of the world, man.
Yeah, so Esau's about to get these people in line. You women, you completely out of order, man. And I see a lot of women, you know, getting gunned down by these ICE agents because they feel like they above the power. Social media got them fucked up, man. They actually think they're superior and they're all powerful. Yeah, they gonna learn, man.
That shit.
All you gotta do is listen. You know? They can't. They can't. He said, and telling what all was going on before what we even seen on the video. What the fuck? Like,
We got some weird word problems.
And then that woman and her girlfriend, whoever that woman she was with, they fit the perfect example who they combat. They always talk about the left, the far left. They think of LGBT people. They think of like rebellious type people that don't have values.
Yeah, and that's how they are, man. They're just demons. And these agents is fed up. They already on edge because they gotta hide their identity. You know, because they, you know, they already on edge because people, hey, it's gonna get violent, man. You done had them ICE agents get killed, remember? So they already on edge. And if you ain't listening, hey, they gonna spray that blicky. And Trump gave him the green light. You got it, bro.
All right, this verse 5. It says, all right. All right, verse 4. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of these things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning.
Yeah, because everything that's playing out is prophecy. You gotta believe.
For like as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest.
Yeah, the end is manifest, man. We're in the end, Esau's world. grab that real quick. 2 Esdras 6.
2 Esdras chapter 6, verse 7, it says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the time? Or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that followeth? And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
Yeah. Yeah, because Jacob gonna bring Esau down. You got it.
Right, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We're in the end of Esau's world, man. And it ain't no denying it. Like, Esau is just disrespected at an all-time high now. You know, his woman is with the enemies. His woman, and I'm seeing all kinds of top videos of them. You know, it's a trend going around of Edomite women dating Jake men. And then you got women on the comment board, they showing they Edomite women showing they with a Jake man. And like I said earlier, man, I went to do this locate, and you know, dude wife was just doing the most. You know, she shouldn't even came out. You know, she came out, and he tried to assert, you know, authority as being a man. And, you know, I was, you know, trying to, you know, speak with him, but she kept interrupting and cutting him off and talking over. Look, he was feeling some type of way about it. But what he gonna say? You know? But hey, Esau is not even respected by his woman. That's like Esau's done. You know, don't nobody respect Pinky, man.
That's why they starting to lash out. They feel it.
Yeah,
they feel it in their bones collectively. They feel it. Like that's why that nigga Nick Fuentes, that old frail. At least if you don't talk all that shit, I understand like the big brolic Marine nigga. But Nick Fuentes, you an old frail ass Edomite devil, man. You know,
nigga like 5'2".
I don't feel collectively that they're losing their grip on world domination. So even if they just, you know, a lower level, you know, they feel like damn, you know.
They can feel that things ain't the same. And they miss their golden days. You know, when they could just, they ain't have to hide, you know, and say nigger at the dinner table. They can openly say it, you know.
They can tell their daughters they don't want, they dating a nigga, hey, they ain't listening though.
Yeah, they don't give a damn. They daughters don't care. They get popped by Jake, they listening to Jake. And that destroys them.
Their wife on the
That destroys, their wife cheat. That destroys the Edomite. Like, no, my daughter was so bad.
Hey, because that nigga Adam 22, although he probably agreed to that shit, you know, with Jason Love shit, he heard about that shit now, bruh.
Now they supposed to box.
Yeah,
You seen that shit?
Yeah, money grab, but you know, in his core, you can tell that nigga.
I hope he get his ass beat. But see, hey, that's gonna be another thing that's gonna add fuel to the fire, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that nigga Adam 22 knocked out. Man, he represents the image of like, man, you know, loser, cup, you know, gotta be around Jake to be relevant. And Jake knocked his ass off. Like, she done already got popped by this guy. You didn't get knocked, man, she may just divorce this dude after that. You know, take everything. Esau is through.
They got a daughter and shit, man.
Yeah, Esau is done, man.
Calling Jason Love stepdaddy and shit.
Man, right, he is the epitome of the average art, the majority of the modern day Edomite. What I'm about to say, when they fetishize and marry porn stars and shit, like, they just simps, man.
Wicked, man. You know? Wicked ass niggas, man. But yeah, Esau, hey, we at the end of this nigga's world. You can get Jeremiah 51. We at the end of Esau world. Ain't no going back to the 1920s. Ain't no going back to where you got the whites only and the colors only. We can't walk on the same sidewalk. Man, a lot of these devils, man, they be afraid when they see you know? These older devils, like, I can tell you racist as hell, man. But when they see you, they calling you brother and shit. Yeah, like, man. Yeah, doing the most. You know, have a full conversation with you, like, man. Yeah, bro, they never thought they would ever do it. They never thought they would ever do this, man. Now they gotta be at their kitchen table talking shit. You know, and then hey, they wife might turn on them. Dad, the daughter. Dad, why are you talking? Like that video I sent in the chat of the Edomite, his daughter was arguing with him. You know, like, and that destroys them, bro. Like, damn, your daughter is. Hey, scripture say his widow shall not weep.
And that's a sign of you going down. Once you lose your woman, it's over.
Oh yeah, it's over.
Like with us, man. It turned out.
Yeah, our woman is envy, you know. But now his woman is becoming his enemy, man. You know, the curses is slapping on him. And now they can't take it. Now they just want to lash out all their frustration and anger on the tribes. You know? and good. Good. We want you Edomites to roll on Pookie. We want you to roll on these niggas, man. Get them out the way. Send them to war. You know, get all these Chirac niggas, get all these niggas, these gang banging niggas, send them all overseas, man. You know? What you got, bro?
Yep, you want to start at 6? Jeremiah chapter 51 and verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance.
Yeah.
He will render unto her a recompense.
Yeah, we're in the time of the Lord's vengeance, man. You know, the Lord is tearing this place down, man. And he's doing it piece by piece. You know, strategically. You know, it's imploding from the inside. And then, you know, they just going to war with everybody. You know, and Trump is saying that, yeah, we got to get Russia and China out of our hemisphere. And then Trump was talking about, yeah, China and Russia is afraid of us. They fear us. Man, they getting ready, man. They're not afraid of you. They're just afraid of the consequences of mutual assured destruction. That's all they fear. Because they know they can take you out, but in return, Putin said that years ago. He said, yeah, we could turn America to ashes, but in return, we would be turned into ashes. I remember he said that like 6 years ago, you know? But the Lord is going to have it to where they're going to lose that fear, because it says in Ezekiel 38 that they shall think an evil thought, shall say within themselves, I will go to the land of unwalled villages. So the Lord is going to put it in them to say, you know what, fuck it, we got to just come out. And it's most likely going to be a strategic surprise attack to where Babylon might not be able to get nothing off. Possibly, might not, you know, maybe so. You know, all we know, the scriptures only say Babylon the Great and the tiny top land is going to be destroyed. You know?
I don't know. We don't know how the Lord going to do it.
We don't know how the Lord going to do it. I'm not saying that's scriptural. I'm just saying the scriptures don't say Russia going to get, you know, Europe going to get. The scriptures don't say it, you know? Now, even if they don't get hit, they still going to be damaged because the earth going to reel to and fro like a drunk. But all we know, according to the scriptures, is tiny top land and Babylon Great is going to be utterly wiped out. So, but most likely, you know, because they have submarines with nukes and shit. So most likely Babylon is going to shoot some off, you know? But everybody going to shoot what they got on this bitch. Every nation that possesses the missiles, they're going to shoot them on Babylon now, you know? What you got, bro?
Verse 7. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken.
Yeah.
The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad.
Yeah, the Lord, hey, he made this place great, just like Egypt. A good cup is a special cup. You know, you pour that thing out on special occasions, man. You know? So the Lord, he made this place great, you know, once again, so he can flex and taking it down. Because the Most High, he like to flex, man. He like to flex. And that's what Jake get it for. Jake like to flex, Jake like to stunt. The Most High is the ultimate flexer, man. He been chilling the entire time, man. He didn't even the finger when it came to creation. All he did was just think of it. He thought of it, and he created Yahushai, and through Yahushai, everything was created. You know, the Most High, he just been chilling, man. You know? You got it, bro.
Verse 8. Babylon is suddenly falling and destroyed.
Yeah, suddenly, man, you devils, you ain't expect this. You know? You know, all these companies going out of business, business. You got Starbucks shutting down. You know, and it's gonna be more businesses closing. You know, people losing their jobs. You know, Amazon replacing people with robots, and you know, Microsoft laid off a bunch of people. All these companies is doing mass layoffs, man. You know, this place, it's over, man. I'm thinking about that nigga. He an Edomite, man. His name is Michael. He be doing them game reviews. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, that's what I was looking for at the time. I got his name.
His name Michael does like something like that.
Oh, yes, I was looking for that time, bro. I wanted to
That
get
nigga
laugh,
funny,
bro.
bro. He be like, it's over! It's over! Yeah, it's over, man. Yeah, he brings out that dirty ass white tee. And he put his shirt over, in every video, he put his shirt over his head. Yeah, that's a, you know, that should be funny though. You got it, bro.
It says, how for her take balm for her pain, if so be she may be healed.
Yeah, people holler. Oh man, you know what happened? You know, that's why there's gonna be sedition. It's like, man, they don't care about us. They giving all this money. He just said when it came to Greenland, right? He said he's willing to kill every citizen in Greenland. It was between 10,000 to 30,000, or it could have been more than that. And people was commenting like, well why he won't just get that to Americans? Hey, cause he don't care about y'all, man. You know? Trump don't give a damn about Americans. He don't give a damn about MAGA. He just spit in y'all face. He gave y'all all these promises, and he ain't delivered on now one of them. What happened to the $2,000 spending? What happened to that? You know? Ain't heard nothing about that. What happened to the Doge checks?
Oh, shit.
The $5,000 Doge checks. Remember that shit?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I was low-key kind of hoping they was gonna send that shit. You know? But yeah, they just lying here, man. You got it, bro.
Right. It says, verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies.
Yeah, this place ain't gonna be healed, man. Judgment has reached the throne of the Most High. The Most High, he's about to take this place out. You know? Lord willing, this year. We hastening the return of our power, man. And the way the Lord got things going, man, we don't know where we're gonna be at, say June. We don't know. In June, we could be fully digitalized. You know, they pushing the MOTB. You know, and it's like, whoa, all this can happen. Hey, hey, Lord willing, it's gonna be a big celebrity death soon. It's a whole lot. You know, just a whole lot of big. In the hospital. Yeah, having heart problems and shit. The Lord about to take him out. You know, that homo ass nigga.
We got one wish now, huh?
Oh, people were saying that on the comment board. He was like, somebody should make one wish for him.
Damn.
And he threw.
That show you how fast a motherfucker can become a laughing stock, man.
Lord willing, he started dropping these top women celebrities, man.
Yeah.
Lord willing, we need like a Meg, you know, a Cardi. We need like one of them to get out the way. And we need one of them to get smoked to shake up these women, man. You know? We need the Lord out of one Raptors out. Take these wicked bitches out.
It been some influencers. That's not enough.
Yeah, that ain't enough. Yeah, some influencers, IG models, porn star bitches falling off balconies and shit. But nah, we one of these heavy, you know, top, cause they saying she's the top OnlyFans creator now. Cardi B, like this, you know, it's just a whole lot, man. You know, what you got it on?
That was on.
Oh, yeah, that's the spirit though. You know, cause that's the result. Cardi B.
Like the scripture say, the ultimateness of a woman can be seen in her
eyelids,
eyelids,
you
man.
can see it.
Them damn fluttering and shit.
That was an Edomite. You know, she could be a Jake. You know, you got a lot of them, they hang with thieves and they start looking and see her taking on their ways, you know.
I am amazing.
You know, she went on that bad. You know, the one in the front with the leggings on.
But that's the thing, like, who are you to think you're supposed to come up and just question them? Like,
What are y'all doing? But yeah, man. Hey, this place, it's over, man. Esau is we're in the end. This is the end. It ain't no getting around that. What you got, bro?
I wouldn't know.
Let's get you still got that Jeremiah 51?
Yeah.
Read that last verse again that you just read.
Verse 9, it says, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country. For her judge reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. And that links up with Isaiah the 13th chapter. It speaks about every man fleeing to his own land.
Yep.
You know, they done with this place, man.
This place over. So now, you know, you got these nations that was so bitch about Babylon, like India. Now they saying like, yeah, we gotta, we can't fuck with them. Everything saying like we can't rock with y'all. And Trump is threatening more sanctions on Russia, more sanctions on China. You know, so hey, we're right around the corner, which we've been in World War II. You know, but it's about to fully split. You know, this is the end, man. Esau, he done had his time, man. Time and chance have to run to all. Ground Daniel 4 and 17. The Most High is the judge. He put him down one and set him up another. He gave you a time. Now your time is up. And I get it. Who wants to fall from it? Who wants to get off the throne? I get it. But your time's up. All we had was 40 years of peace, man. That's all. Outside of that, it was just war. It was running from my enemies' captivity, getting kicked out the land. You know, straight hell, man. Scripture say under the whole heaven have not been done as have been done upon Jerusalem. We called it the worst, man, because when you speak about slavery, you got Edomites. Well, white people were slaves at a point in time. Everybody was not like us. You know, no nation has ever had their identity stolen from them. You know, our identity was stolen, bro. Like, this nigga, he took it way too far. He don't want accountability. Like the cemetery. You know? But you about to pay, man. You got to.
This is Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the wise, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
Yeah, the basis of men are you Edomites. Okay, the Lord put you in power. And look at what you do. Look at everything is just so bland. If it wasn't for Jake, man, the place wouldn't even be great. You know, Jake make the sports great. You know, Babylon has been #1 in the sports because of Jake. You know, what's it called when they have the NBA team where they have like all the star players and they playing against like Africa playing against
Oh, the Olympics.
that's what it's called? Yeah, like Jake put this place on the map, man. Oh, the music, the dance, the food, you know. Esau is bland as hell, man. Look at the streets. Remind him of the king, man. You know, concrete and tar. You know, tar on the road. Man, our kingdom ain't gonna look like this. Our kingdom gonna be way better than this, man. Our streets gonna be gold, man. You know, like show you what true power, true royalty looks like. Cause you're the basis of it. You know, and they try to say that we're 3/5 of a man and our IQ, you know, like we just dummies. She invented down there everything, man. Esau just took the credit. The first 6 presidents were Jake. They hide their history. You know, there were 6 presidents before George Washington. You know, they were Jake. Because Esau don't know what to do. Esau, he watched everybody and imitated what he saw. You know,
I remember they said that the original Republican Party was Jake Lynn was the original Republican Party.
Yeah, Esau fucking, you know, being the devil that he is, you know, he whitewashed history. You know, he fucking, that's some wicked ass shit. speaks about how they wanted to pretty much put their images over our images. I think that's worded, but that's what they did in the Renaissance period. Yeah, iconoclasm. But it speaks about them doing that in the Maccabees. You know? So these are the same people, man. You know, and it's over, man. I'm gonna try to see if I can find it real quick. Oh, I found it, yep. First Maccabees chapter 3, verse 14. And lay open the book of the law wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images. So he saw, you can change, you can say white, you can say you're Caucasian and European, but the spirit stays the same. You can get about the show. The spirit stays the same, man. You know? But the Lord set you up, and now we're in the end of your kingdom. Alright? So with that, Lord willing, the edifying count, you know, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh,
Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makakadash.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect. Kwame Yasha'Allah.
Kwame Yasha'Allah.
Bible Ball.
Bible Ball.
Shalom.
Shalom.